Now it is Wednesday, and if you watch our show regularly, you know that means it's time for Your Money with Evans Financial Group. And joining us today in studio, a very special guest. It's David Evans, Colin's father, hanging out with us here today. Colin getting the day off just after Father's Day. How does that work out, man?
He just needed a break, I guess.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that. Well, today we're talking about the stages of life when you get a long break, retirement, and the three phases of retirement, starting with the go-go years, and I don't think that means dancing.
No, really, and it's when we reveal all of them, you'll see how they all fit. But the go-go years is like when you retire between 60 and 75. That's the year when you're more active, typically you're still healthy, you have independence, you have typically more travel, domestic and international, and more activities that involve like physical activities like golf or biking or hiking. And I could speak for me when I was just a couple years ago, and I was in the early 70s, and we hiked Mount Kilimanjaro. Wow. And so I was still in my go-go years.
I'd say.
But the financially, the emphasis is on how you're going to spend more on discretionary income like travel. Right. And that's a big deal. We've always said that, vacation is like a really retirement's like a really long vacation. But because of the three phases, it kind of slows down a little bit. And but the first one's kind of interesting because you're most active during that time period. Right,
and then we go to the slow go years. I assume that means we're ramping things down a little bit.
Yes, typically travel is limited. You're not encumbered necessarily by any physical activities, but you're not moving at the same pace that you were, and your activities are different. Your travel typically is closer to home, maybe with family and friends and what have you. Your support groups are typically local, and it could be your charities or civic groups or something that you're involved in, and the way you spend your time is not the same way that you were spending it before because of some physical limitations. And now your financial outlook on that going forward is to say, okay, we're not spending health care expenses maybe have gone up a little bit, but the discretionary income that you were spending on travel has gone down some. Now, as we look towards the future, and we say, okay, I'm not going to be young all these years and not be able to do all those things. So now I need to have to be prepared for the future and what's it going to look like. Sometimes people are downsizing their homes in this period of time where they're buying homes that maybe have less maintenance to them because they're not as active as they were in the first phase, in the go-go.
Right, and we're running out of time. Quickly, could you take us through the no-go years?
The no-go is really, you might even need help with getting around. Right. Now we're looking at retirement homes or assisted living homes because we don't have the same capacity that we had before. And this is an expensive phase because now we're looking at our ability to pay for all these things, long-term care issues if you don't already have long-term care, or planning for Medicaid and all those types of things. And it's just an entirely different phase for what you thought about retirement was going to look like, going back to the go-go years.
Absolutely. Well, Mr. Evans, we really appreciate having you on here today.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Absolutely. We'll tell Colin he's on the hot seat now. Let's go to Caroline.